Hey there, welcome back to Reddit XO, the best channel for Reddit cheating stories. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification for more stories like these.
I took my wife on a 10th anniversary trip to Bali, and I caught her cheating on me. My world is completely shattered right now. She's still in Bali, and I took an early flight home. I had suspected her of cheating earlier in the year, but had no concrete proof. I don't know what steps to take now. She keeps telling me she's not sure what she wants even though we have been together for 13 years and married for 10, and she just met this guy. I can't even begin to understand the thought process she's going through. It feels like being stabbed so hard in the heart. It also sounds like he's only telling her the things she wants to hear, and she believes it all. To make matters worse, I am finding out this man she is with may be a criminal of some sort. The locals do not like him and explain to me he may have stolen a lot of money and is hiding on the island. Can I report him to the police or Interpol or something? I just want my wife back and I hate this guy. But I don't even know if I can get past this. She texts me maybe twice a day right now just to say she's okay and that she's having a good time. I don't think I can stay with her after this when I get those texts, but part of me keeps remembering the good times and omits the bad. Please help me because I can't see clearly right now. Update. After receiving a lot of advice and a push from many people here, I went and spoke with a divorce attorney to look at my options. As hard as it was to take the initial leap to talk to an attorney, it really helped. I would be completely lost without him and all the supportive people from Reddit. I wrote my wife an email explaining that her actions were not okay, and that I would no longer communicate with her, and would wait for her to get back to America. She spent the next few days begging me to understand that she needs to have fun, and that she hasn't been herself since our miscarriage. I told her that she made a decision that affects us all, and that I don't care for any rationalization of her actions. It gets complicated because there was an earthquake that affected the area, so I spoke to her a few times during this period, which was a huge mistake. I also made the mistake early on to communicate with the guy she is cheating on me with. On the advice of my attorney, I stopped messaging with him, but he has sent me several messages bribing me to not rat him out and sending generally offensive things. The guy has a lot of people looking for him, some of which have reached out to me on here for more details about his location. I have tried to ignore that. To make matters worse, my wife is still in Bali and apparently living in this man's home. I thought I was completely over it all, but then she sent me an email begging to come back home, but that the man she is currently with also wants to move to the area so they can continue to carry on a relationship. She says she loves multiple people and she needs to see us both. I don't even know what to think about that. Her sister has been a great help to me and says I need to completely cut ties, divorce, and move on from her. Her mom and dad are asking me to give her another chance and that she will come to her senses that it's a ridiculous situation. She's lost her job here, so I don't even know how the transition back would go. I feel like I'm in a horrible dream. I'm technically married, but my wife is living in another country and in another relationship. Every day I wake up I am completely lost, confused, and hurt. It also hurts because she acts like she's not responsible for any of this. She keeps saying my hands are tied about how she feels. Like it's not in her control, and that she somehow loves multiple people out of nowhere. I feel like it just keeps getting worse for me. This relationship was the worst decision of my life. Story 2. I wished my GF who made it with AP cause she's bipolar all the best, and now she regrets it and wants me back. We've known each other for about 2 months, and we've been dating for about a month and a half. So, we quickly became good friends after we met and decided that we want more. Neither of us are strictly heterosexuals, and both of us have had all sorts of serious and casual relationships before. We talked a lot about what kind of a relationship we want, and, this is important, mostly because of her insistence, we decided that we want it to be exclusive in all regards. I'm more experienced than her in pretty much all aspects of loving relationships, as, according to her, she hadn't loved any of her previous partners and her last long-term, 3+ years, relationship was outrageously toxic. The relationship we've had was basically perfect, and we agree on this. We're relatively smart people doing their PhDs in the same technical area, and we have more than enough common interests. We have talked about and done random stuff for hours without getting bored, made each other laugh all the time, listened to each other patiently, respected and emotionally supported each other, and simply enjoyed each other's presence even when we were not doing anything in particular. The sex has also been amazing. We were passionate, experimental, and quite shameless. I'm used to having open relationships, but having sex with someone else hasn't even crossed my mind since the beginning of my relationship with her. She also told me that she has had her best sex with me, and that she wasn't even really enjoying it much in her past, mostly abusive, relationships. We desired each other all the time and expressed how much we love being with each other. The thing she had with me, according to her, was her first normal relationship. There were literally zero issues in this relationship, and we were constantly saying that we were incredibly lucky to find each other. The relationship wasn't even ducking old enough to have issues. We even said that we might end up falling in love with each other, although we were aware that it was premature. We started using the word love more liberally at some point, but I'm not sure if we intended it in its literal sense. Regardless, I was envisioning a future with her. It was unlikely that the relationship would last long because of eventual geographical reasons, but even the idea of it was joyful. The cheating. She was out after some academic event, drinking with our colleagues. They decided to go to the guy's house to drink more. I knew the guy was interested in her and would probably make a move, but I simply trusted her to reject him because she was the one who got all jealous about my past relationships and insisted that we have an exclusive relationship. When they were at the guy's house, she started crying for some reason and revealed that she was in pain, and the guy comforted her. Later, she blacked out, the guy moved her to his bed, and he slept somewhere else. My GF woke up in the middle of the night, found and kissed the guy, said that she's sober, and they had sex. I know the guy, and the guy knows us and the fact that we were in an exclusive relationship. According to her, the first thing she did when she woke up was texting me. She said that she stayed there, had sex with the guy, and she's sorry. Shocked by the news, I wished her good luck for the rest of her life by texting back and didn't say anything else. After calming down a few hours later, I called her. She told part of the story above and said that she will come to my place tomorrow to explain the situation. I was just purely angry and frustrated, but also desperate enough to still listen to her. She came to my place the next day and told everything I mentioned above in detail. She said that she was indeed sober enough to make a conscious decision to have sex with him, but has literally no reason as to why she decided to do that. According to her, she just wanted to do it and didn't think about me at all. She said she's confused, regretful, disgusted, etc. I was willing to believe all that, but she also told me right after all this that she invited him to her place to comfort her again yesterday, right after I texted back to her. She has mental problems and a history of hurting herself, so she was afraid of hurting herself again and wanted someone to care for her. The guy was apparently the first option that came to her mind. They didn't have sex that night, but they had sex again in the morning, right before she left her place to come to mine. According to her, the guy was the one who wanted to have sex, and she simply didn't resist. Again, she doesn't have an explanation for why she let this happen. I asked questions like, what did this mean to you? What was missing in our relationship? What led you to make this decision? Her answer to all of this is that, in short, there's no elaborate reasoning behind this. She just did it. She thought a lot about what she wanted and why she made this decision. All she could come up with that she has no idea. Let me also say that the guy isn't like some super hot French guy that'd be understandably irresistible. The specific situation wasn't like that either. It's just a random dude that showed her some interest and appreciation in some random context, both of which she already had. We also agree that he isn't even attractive. Let me be very clear. All the crying and emotional release aside, we sat down and seriously discussed all the possible reasons why she would want to cheat on me as if we were having a ducking academic discussion. We eliminated all options. She was crying all the time when she was talking about the details of all this, begging me to actually physically beat her and give her another chance, etc. Again, she was also saying stuff like she's disgusted with herself, and that she's an irrational and mentally disabled person. She's indeed bipolar and takes medication for that, but I'm not sure if her mental disability had really anything to do with the situation. She's always been capable of making perfectly reasonable decisions. So, neither this explanation of her nor her decision itself makes sense. The present. She doesn't want to do anything with the guy. According to her, she's disturbed to see him. She still wants to be in a relationship with me. She's even okay with a one-sided open relationship where I would be the only one who could duck W304 where I want. I don't see myself just forgiving her and acting like nothing of significance happened. So, I don't think I can be exclusive with her again. I offered her a fair open relationship instead where she could duck the guy or other random people. She doesn't seem to be interested in being with other people, but is okay with me being with other people. Rationally, I'm fine with this arrangement. I still want to be with her in one way or another. The sex is still good, and I think I can adjust my emotional stance in the long run. But, emotionally, I'm still extremely angry, frustrated, and most of all, heartbroken. I find it hard not to barf when I'm in her place, imagining the random guy on her bed. I don't trust a single thing she says anymore. I enjoy it a lot less when we're trying to have fun as a couple. I feel as if a particular darkness fills my soul when she says that she wants no one but me. I was getting more and more amused by her brilliance, rationality, and thoughtfulness before this. Now, I find it difficult to resist the thought that she's just a dumb duck who doesn't even have a consistent idea of what she wants when it comes to meaningful relationships. I sometimes also feel like I'm the dumb duck because I let her to continue to be in a relationship with me. I also blame myself for not being able to see her bullcrap insistence on exclusivity, and for letting myself to almost fall too deeply in love with her. I don't know how to make peace with my current feelings. I don't know if my interpretation of the situation makes sense. I don't know if I can't stop loving her at some point. I don't know how to deal with a broken heart of this sort. I have been cheated on before, but I have never been cheated on for literally no reason by someone I felt so close to my soul. I don't even have an interesting story about how I was cheated on in this case. Nothing about the case was interesting. Yet it happened. Thank you for reading all this. My question is, what do you think? How do I understand what's going on in her mind? Does my decision of offering an open relationship make sense? How do I deal with my broken heart without being passive-aggressive and snarky all the time? What should I do?